What's up, everyone? Welcome to Living Life on Life's Terms. I'm Ben G. Today we're gonna I'm gonna show you guys how to repot ferns that you have overwintered. I will briefly go over how I overwintered mine, and then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to revitalize them and use them again. You can use them year after year. I see a lot of people at Lowe's constantly, big box stores. Rephrase that, big box stores and nurseries buying these, these hanging baskets. Let's take a look at them. All right, so we started out last year, and they just come in these standard green pots, and they tend to become root bound. In my area, birds like to make nests out of them. They require a lot of watering, and a lot of times, because when you buy them, they're already root bound. But you can, with an adequate watering, you can get them on through the summer. They do require a lot. They have the asparagus ferns, and then I forget what the name of the other one is. But they're usually about $30 a piece, and they're making a killing. You bring your wife or your girlfriend in, or even yourself, it doesn't matter. And you're paying all this big money, and why not try to overwinter it? So what I did was, be right back. So what I did is overwintered them in my garage, minimum light. Like, seriously, it wasn't underneath my grow light or anything. I brought them out, maybe 2 or 3 days during the winter. And like I said, I live in this zones 8B, 8B, 8A, and 8B, excuse me. And so we get some warm days, but make sure I gave them plenty of water. And this one is the worst of them. Took a little bit of a beating, but as you can see, I've got lots of new green growth. Super root bound. So I'm pull back and show you. I mean, it's just even coming up out of it. The other one, doing a lot better, same situation. And when I do water them, I notice when I water them this spring, they are just rolling out of them. So what I would do is put a pad underneath them, like a little drain pan. We eat crawfish on them. Crawfish platters, what we call them, but you can buy them cheaply wherever. Just kind of like a platter, a saucer per se, that it can soak it up from the bottom, and that way you're really truly watering it. So let me get this one out of its. I can't do it by holding the camera, but let me get this one out of the package and let me show you what we got here. So I took the little holders off, and as you can see, I mean, look at how root bound it is. It's even trying to bust the pot. I wasn't able to pull it out, so what I'm gonna do is use these garden shears, and I'm gonna cut down it and get it out. I'll be right back. All right, now this was like crazy trying to get this thing off. Look at this, guys. I mean, look at all these little, I don't know the exact word for it, but little fern pods where it's trying to put out and expand. These are very invasive to a good degree in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and wooded, subtropical, cooler climates. And so this is going to be interesting. I've never seen one this root bound and seen that going on. I am going to, it's going to go into some shock. I'm going to show you the pot that I'm intending on putting in. All right, this is another hanging basket that I got. It's a little bit bigger than the one I got. It's really hard to find them in the big box stores already going. And then when you try to get super big, but as you can see, I'm going to have a whole lot more diameter to it and a little bit of depth. But what I'm going to try to do is try to loosen up this joker. I may just get the hose after it and bust it up and see if I can get the roots to spread out, because ideally I'd like to have it more spread out and lowered some, or actually raised where there'll be dirt underneath it and it'll get the most nutrition. Be right back. All right, guys, so I just wanted to show you. See that? It was upside down, kind of like anchored in there, I guess, so it could hold water on the bottom. But yeah, I mean, look at all these, I believe they're called rhizomes on ferns. So what I've decided to do, I tried washing it off. It's all so root bound. What I'm going to do is make kind of a sagittal cut this way, that way, and then I'm going to pull them out and give it more width, because the pot that I'm going to put it in has more width, in hopes that they'll flare on out, and this thing will thicken right on up, which I think it will. I've split ferns before and had no problems with it. I'm not going to split it, but I'm just going to go with that method. So I'm going to open up the other one, and then we're going to I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to repot them as far as amending some soil and putting in some good nutrients and give it the best chance we can. I'll be right back. All right, we're back here. I just used 4 heaping handfuls of these worm castings. That's that darker color material right there on this side. Ignore the white for right now. The other was the rest of the bag of that high quality potting soil. So I didn't quite have enough to make this work. So that's why I, amended it a little, or else I probably would have just went straight with it. I did about 2 tablespoons of blood meal, 2 tablespoons of bone meal. Note the number 0, 10, 0. Nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, NPK. Yeah, potassium's on the end. So this one's got the phosphorus in it, and that one's got the nitrogen in it. All right, be right back. We're going to hand mix this up. All right, I'm going to try to be careful not spread that powder around. And guys, I would have added perlite if I'd been mixing my own soil. We'll go over that in a later video. Let's just get it mixed in. And these will be organic fertilizers. The blood meal, it's got that high nitrogen. I know a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, some people might get hung up on the fact that it is made from real blood, dried blood. It is listed as organic. But if you're super vegan, don't want to fool with animal byproducts, I get it. Just substitute with something else. The other one's just crushed bone. And compost, like I said, is worm poop. Very expensive, but a natural. All 3 of these are going to be slow release. They're not going to burn your plants. I'm just trying to break up a few clumps here. Pick out any kind of wood chips I see. Alright, I'm going to show you what it looked like after I cut 4 pieces down the middle and kind of flared it out, So we're going to have more surface area. I'll be right back. We'll get her potted up. Alright, so I'm actually pretty good at eyeballing this, but I just wanted to show it for my viewers. It looks like we're right about 7.5. It even says it on there. 7.5 depth. And we are looking at 14 inches wide as opposed to quite a bit worse. Less width and less depth on the old one. I'll throw a picture in there to show the comparison side by side. And then once we've cut everything, we're down about, let's give it a little wiggle room, about 5 inches worth of plant and root. So, with that being said, you want to throw some dirt on the bottom. You never want to just bury your plants. Be right back. Let me see if I can explain that a little better. I said bury your plants. Of course you want to bury your plants. Oh, before I do that, let me show you something. Let me get this out. There's a drain plug on this. I want that open. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it now. I've made the mistake of not removing it, or at least get it super loose where I can get it out when I get done. Yeah. Because I want my water to be able to go. Alright, so we're going to fill up the bottom real good. To back up to what I was saying, of course you want to bury your plant, but you don't want to bury them too deep. Some plants are super sensitive to this, with the exception of being tomatoes. You can, we'll go over that when we get to that point, but you can bury those a little deeper. So, just want to add your dirt in, spread it out, do a good estimate, and then get your plant and see where it sits in there. And so this is like, well, I can't see nothing, so then we're going to take it out. Let's bring it over here. pull some of the fern back and look. Let's make sure we got all the fern outside the pot and do our best, you know, to flare these edges out in the bottom so they'll sit flat on the dirt. Sorry guys, it's hard to do this and film. But as you can see, I kind of flared them on out, alright? But it looks like it's still a little low. So I'll be right back. I'm going to add a little dirt and then we'll just fill in on the sides. Be right back. Alright. I just want to show you guys. I mean, look how much fuller they look. They're happy. I've watered them in. And I do want to show that, you know, these got these little fern prawns. You can wind them through here as you want to fill in the thinner spots. This is the one that isn't doing as well as the other one. But as you can see, I didn't bury the root ball any deeper than the fill-in dirt. And all around here on these sides that you see down in here, they're going to pop up and give us new full growth. Let's see if we can see better on this one. And this is the one that's super full to begin with. As you can see, the base of my fern is above the actual root line. And I would estimate, seriously, that, you know, we probably, back this out, probably have that much. The bottom plant probably sits there, so we got all that growth at the bottom that we folded everything out. So I just wanted to show you, man, it's really super easy to repot things, and I will just follow up with this in my weekly update. I just wanted to mention that. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please click like, subscribe, hit that notification button so you can keep up. We'll be doing lots of projects just like this. I'll see you next time. Life is good, real good.